Hello. This week I have my own question. What is the point in wearing a necktie, aside from walking around all day with the constant risk of strangulation? Do let me know. Right, let's get on with the show. Greetings! I am Skeletor, and welcome back to SkeleTalk, the series where I answer your questions. It's the internet's best kept secret. Right, Delvian Seek kicks things off with a question about Panthor. He writes, does Panthor have a litter tray in Snake Mountain? And whose job is it to clean it? I suspect it's not you. Oh, well, Delvian, your suspicions are correct. Beastman, come here immediately.
Yes, Skeletor.
Right, whose job is it to clean Panthor's litter tray?
It's my job, Skeletor.
And why is that, Beastman?
You said I was the best at it, Skeletor.
Yes, I did say that, didn't I? Are you proud of this responsibility?
Yes, Skeletor.
Good, you idiot. Right, get out of my sight before I beat you.
Yes, Skeletor.
Thanks, Delvian. I like questions about Panthor. Weapon Zero writes, since you don't have eyeballs, can you look at the sun whenever you want? And what does it look like? Yes, I am able to stare at the sun whenever I choose. It looks like a very bright ball of nuclear fusion. I recommend studying it yourself using a pair of binoculars.
Skeletor!
What, Whiplash?
Skeletor, that's an incredibly dangerous thing to suggest. Please don't do this, anybody.
Do it!
No, don't do it. It will cause severe eye damage immediately. Please don't tell people to do this, Skeletor.
Oh, very well, Whiplash. Right, don't look at the sun, everybody. You will likely burn your retinas out. Oh, you're such a spoil sport, Whiplash. Get out of my sight before I beat you.
Yes, Skeletor.
Right. Thanks for the question, Weapon Zero. Seth asks, do androids dream of electric sheep? Yes, they certainly do. In fact, they dream of many ruminant animals, although it remains a mystery as to why this should be the case. I'm sorry that I'm unable to provide any further insight regarding this phenomena. Thank you, Seth. Alex James has a couple of questions. Number 1. Do you believe that there's any truth to He-Man and Thundar the Barbarian being related? No, this is a common misconception which stems from the fact that they both have the same barber. And question 2. How do all the cartoon fat jerks like Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin, Fred Flintstone, etc. always get the hot or beautiful wives? I don't know, Alex, but I do think this presents a rather skewed impression of reality. I'd be interested to know if any viewers have an opinion on why this should be the case. Thanks, Alex. Retro Toy Guy Sai has the following question. Somehow, Jennifer Lawrence wants to go to the cinema with you. You only have one chance to get this right. Your movie choices are The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, Schindler's List, or Grease. Which do you choose? Well, you put me in a difficult position, but to give myself the best chance of getting a shag, I would probably have to choose Grease, an admission which has both distressed and annoyed me. Congratulations, not only have you ruined my day, but also that of Whiplash, as I will be thrashing him later for allowing this question to be on the show. I hope you're pleased with yourself, Simon. Mimi Rogers asks, what is your favourite music? Well, I do enjoy prog metal, death metal, and hardcore emo metal. If you'd like to hear some examples, please do check out my Bedtime Sounds playlist. If you're able to endure the whole playlist, you will earn yourself a chocolate-covered peanut. And my respect. Thanks for the question, Mimi. Mike Ciccone asks, if Gary Newman and Gary Oldman met, what would happen? Would they produce a son called Gary Man? I don't know, Mike, but your suggestion is funnier than mine would have been. Gary Man, brilliant. Thanks for the question, Mike. Dan Ciccone asks, boot or half boot? What have you got down there? Well, Dan, I shall do a handstand and show you. Well, there we are. Now you know. Thanks, Dan. 01 Masters asks, Goku versus Batman. Well, obviously Batman. Please stop asking these versus questions. They are incredibly boring, and I can assure you that nobody gives a monkey's. Your assignment for next time is to ask a vaguely interesting question. I have every faith in you. Thanks, 01 Masters. Jason Raphael Murdoch has 2 questions. Number 1, Trapjaw, C-3PO, or Lieutenant Data? Which one would you rather have teach Mer-Man to sing karaoke? I think Trapjaw would be the most amusing choice of teacher, and the first song he should teach should be Hold On by Wilson Phillips. And question 2, Bigfoot, Frankenstein, or Margaret Thatcher? Who would you rather see perform at a children's birthday party? Oh, definitely Bigfoot. Not only would he provide the hairiest solution, which children love, he would also be the most likely to lose his mind and pull the children's arms and legs off, which is much more entertaining than clowns or balloon animals. Also, Margaret Thatcher is 100% dead. Thanks for the questions, Jason. Brushstroke has some questions. Number 1, if you were going to recruit minions on Earth, would you enlist Cobra? No. Members of Cobra cannot be trusted, and most of them are incredibly weak. I've had stronger miso soup. And question 2. Of the Cobra leaders, who do you think would live best in Eternia, assuming their bodies would grow to match the superior masters of the universe? Well, a quick Google search leads me to believe that Destro and Serpentor would be best suited to life on Eternia. I have my own questions. Why have there been so many Cobra leaders, and which one is the best or most powerful? Anyway, thanks for the questions, Brushstroke. Sparky Boy has a couple of questions. Number 1, Margaret Thatcher, Theresa May, or Liz Truss? Which ex-Prime Minister would you most enjoy a fumble with at a school disco? Well, this is a horrific set of choices, but if we ignore the fact that Maggie Thatcher is still dead, I think I would choose her. Apparently, she was a bit of a saucy bitch back in the day when she wasn't dead. And question 2. Boris Johnson, David Cameron, Gordon Brown, or Tony Blair? Which ex-Prime Minister could kick a hamster the furthest distance? Well, Gordon Brown cannot successfully kick anything because he has only one eye and therefore lacks the necessary depth perception. Boris Johnson has no coordination, so that's him out of the equation. Of the remaining 2, I think Tony Blair would be best at kicking the hamster along the ground, and David Cameron would be better at kicking the rodent through the air. It must be said that I do not condone the kicking of any animal. Thanks for the question, Sparky Boy. Stephen Gray has 2 questions. Number 1, have you ever had a naked lunch moment where you have realized that what you are doing in a given moment is absolutely preposterous? Well, I often get this feeling whenever I'm giving instructions to Beastman, as this is usually an exercise in futility. I also felt like this on a number of occasions when trying to hold a conversation about anything with former world heavyweight champion boxer Herbie Hyde. This was incredibly difficult, and I think it would be easier to touch a pigeon, and that is almost impossible. And question 2. Dinosaurs, nuclear weapons, man-made climate change. Did or do any of these things actually exist, or are they simply ways of keeping us in a state of constant fear? Well, Stephen, I'm afraid to say that they are all real things, and apparently dinosaurs are making a comeback. On a related note, did you know that the closest living relative to the Tyrannosaurus Rex is actually the common chicken? It is, you know. Thanks for the question, Stephen. Andrew asks, which dating apps are you on? Is there a specific one for villains or people from Eternia? Well, I am not on any dating sites because I am not currently looking for companionship. The most popular dating app on Eternia is called Eternially Yours, but there is no specific app for villains at this time. Whiplash is a member of a site called Plenty of Lizards, but this is mainly for meeting reptiles and amphibians for friendship rather than romance. Thanks for the question, Andrew. Right. Kat has a question for Darth Vader and wants me to call him. I'll just grab my phone. Right, here we go. Okay, it's ringing.
Hello?
Hello, you big horses, Jalossi. It's Skeletor.
What do you want, you pranny?
Well, I'm not a pranny, and I have a question from Kat. She wants to know if you said, Luke, I am your father, or no, I am your father.
She's asked me that before.
Yes, I know. She obviously wasn't paying attention. What's the answer?
I said, no, I am your father.
Ah, brilliant. Not interested. Goodbye, you teat. Right. Kat also asks, what type of questions piss me off? Well, that would be kiss, marry, kill questions, or any derivatives thereof, such as shag, marry, avoid. These questions are not in the least bit interesting to the average viewer. Thanks, Kat. I hope that helps. Right, that's the end of the episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. But please don't share the channel, as I don't want the secret getting out. Do leave me a comment or a question for next week. See you next time. Bye! Get out of my sight before I beat you!